Nag-base ka na mo naman.
C po.
Letter C. Why is it letter C?
Kasi po di ba sabi po na yung permutation po arrangement. So yung arrangement po sa letter C is una ano po red ano po red ano po yung isa? Red courage. Ayun po. Yung arrangement po nila meron pong red sa ano sa unahan sa at saka sa dulo sabay meron din po sa middle.
Eh, yung letter B, ganun din naman ha. Di ba may kinalaman din sa arrangement? Kasi sabi, the cars must be parked close to the road.
Pero yung C po kasi parang mas ano po siya. Ang tawag doon?
Mas
Parang mas ano po,
specific.
mas apa kesa po sa letter B.
Binigyan ka niya ng direction on how to place the car.
Yes po.
Or what will be the arrangement of the car according to colors. So the answer here is letter. Wala na tuloy. For number 3, the answer is letter C. Okay. How about for number 4? Number 4, the situation is Chris has a green book, a yellow book, a blue book, and a red book that he wants to put in a line on a shelf. He decided that the green book must go at either end. So which of the two or three is the phrase or sentence that contains the condition? So aside from permutation pertaining or associated with the word arrangement, it involves arrangement of objects or elements. Sometimes there are situations given merong conditions. Katulad ng number 3, ganun din sa number 4 and 5. So, alin kaya dyan? Is it A, B, or C? Yes? Nicole?
Feeling ko C pa din po kasi kaganina po binanggit din po yung word na mas. Ibig sabihin obligated po na gawin yung action.
Yes. One of the clue word there in number 3 is the word must. So same with number 4. Pero be careful ha, hindi lahat ng may word na must or yung sentence na may word na must ay contains or that sentence or phrase contains the condition. There are times na iba yung gamit natin dun sa word. Okay, pero this time sa letter C, decided that the green book must go at either end. By specific situation siya binigay. Parang direction for you to understand where to put the green book. So that contains the condition. About for number 5, Bobby, Rose, Chris, and Sheng are to be arranged in a line from left to right in such a way that Rose and Sheng cannot be side by side.
A.
A? Is it A? Why is it A?
Ano po, yung condition niya po that ma-arrange in a line.
Dapat daw ma-arrange in a line.
C po.
Pero baka B.
C po.
Why is it B?
C ma'am.
Bakit mo na B? Then after that, bakit C?
Yung ano po, given arrangement po is left to right.
Then?
Pinapakita po yung sequence or yung order. Condition po dun sa sentence.
Okay. So, yun yung pagkakaintindi niya, no? Since binigyan tayo ng idea how to arrange the Four persons here in a line. Sa tingin niya, letter B yung answer. How about letter C? How about letter C? Yes? Bakit letter C? Maman.
Ano po, feeling ko po letter C kasi po unlike po sa A and B, sinasabi lang po yung ano, yung sa A po, yung sinasabi lang po yung Calababi, Rose, Chris, and Sheg na sa line lang po, hindi po specific. Sabay yung sabi naman po, from left to right naman po. So yung C po yung feeling ko na correct answer na Rose and Sheg cannot be side by side kasi po andun po yung ano, yung conditions po na bawal po sila sa side by side.
So, ganito. I will tell you something about conditions. When we talk of permutation and its condition, there are three cases. Later, I'll give specifications about it or I'll discuss it later. Pero yung specification, and I mean the cases, different cases of conditions is pwedeng sinasabihan kanya where to put an element or kaya naman, are you going to put the elements together or are you going to put the elements in a separate position? So yun yung three cases. Pwedeng you are given a direction where to put the element or the object. O kaya naman, you are going to place the elements together or you are going to place the elements separate from each other. Okay? Dito sa number 5, as you can see, sa letter C, we have the statement, or I mean the phrase, Rose and Sheng cannot be side by side. So you're given a specific situation where you have to separate the two elements. And that is one of the cases in permutation or condition in permutation. So though letter B, it is confusing na pwedeng sabihin ng tulad ng reason ng classmate niyo na baka letter B. Kasi ang sabi from left to right. Yes, it gives you a certain situation and it identifies the way on how you will arrange the persons or the people here involved. But if you know the condition or the cases in condition, you'll see that the answer is letter C. Sabi nga ni Roman, it is specified, it is more specific. So, yan yung kino-consider natin na phrase that contains the condition. Okay? So, let us now proceed to the recap or your review. So, for your review, I have here a situation. 5 frontliners were on a break. They were hungry and wanted to buy something to eat. Suppose that each of them can choose a sandwich and a drink. All you have to do is for you to list the possible outcomes from the choices below. So when we say, oh my gosh, so when you say list all the possible outcomes, of course, kapag bumili ka, syempre bibili ka ng isang sandwich, isang beverage. So we have here 3 choices for the sandwiches. There are 3 sandwiches here. That's hamburger, chicken sandwich, egg sandwich. And for the beverages, we have 2. We have the orange juice and we have the coffee. So all you have to do is to tell me or to list all the possible outcomes from the choices we have here. So ilan kaya yung or ano kaya yung mga choices na meron tayo?
Six choices.
Why is it 6 choices?
Ano po, yung hamburger pwede sa orange tsaka coffee. Yung chicken pwede rin sa orange and coffee, pati yung egg po.
Okay. So, sabi nga niya, there are 6 choices. Sabi, if you're going to list that, you'll have this answer. So, hamburger can be paired with orange juice or coffee. Same with chicken sandwich and egg sandwich. So, all in all, you'll see that there are 6 choices. So, the frontliners have 6 choices to choose from. Okay, so that is the answer to our situation earlier. Now, since we are done with the review, let us have the lesson. So I have here a trivia. It is about, it's about anagram. Have you heard of the word anagram?
Yes.
So when we say anagram, it is a type of wordplay, the result of the arranging the letters of the word or phrase to produce a new word or phrase using the original letters exactly once. Like, for example, the word air is an anagram of the word hand. Okay, so as you can see, the word here, it has H-E-I-R, and the word higher has the same set of letters, but if you arrange them differently, it will give you the different word. Okay? So, meron din namang mga arrangements na yung word na na-form is no meaning. Okay? So, possible yun. Pero ang gagawin natin dito, oh my gosh, napindot ni Pusang nila. And napadali yung ano niya, gagawin niya. So, ang gagawin natin dito is you will form a letter and one of your clues is you will form the word that is a body part. So, kanina nga nakita niyo na yung answer that for letter A, we have R, and then the word that you can form there that is a body part is the word ear. How about for letter B? Kunwari hindi niyo nakita yung answer. Ikaw po sa
Leg.
leg. Next.
Arm.
Sing.
Arm.
Then,
Skin.
skin. Next. Ay, napindot ko. Palm and finger. Next.
Heart.
Uy. Ikaw. Ikaw Suway ka. Nagalit na ako dyan. Ito na. Nakita nyo na yung answer. So, what's the answer? Sa letter F, we have finger. Sa G,
Heart.
heart. Sa H,
Armpit.
armpit. So as you can see, arranging or anagram refers to the arrangement of letters or arranging letters for you to form a new word. Pwede namang arranging phrases for you to form new phrases. And arrangement is not just used in anagram, but also in other situations. And in mathematics, the word arrangement can be associated with the word permutation. When we say permutation, it involves arrangement. Okay? Pwedeng arrangement of letters, pwedeng arrangement of books, person, people, depende sa situation given. Pwedeng arrangement of numbers, codes, and so on. Okay? So, what does permutation mean? When we say permutation, The permutation is arrangement of set of objects, or for a clearer definition, let me read the definition here. A permutation of the set of objects in an ordered arrangement of the item. So let us have more examples for us to understand more about permutation. For number one, we have to list all the possible three-letter arrangement and the word ear, whether it has a meaning or none. Our goal here is for us to find all the possible three-letter arrangements. So sabi dyan, list. So for us to list, we can use an arrow diagram, okay? Then after that, we can list. So we can start, of course, with letter E, letter A, or R. So let me start with letter E. After that, the second position can be letter A or R. Then if you choose A for the second position, the third position is R. So what position, and remember that when we say permutation, there are positions, there are arrangements. So if I'm going to arrange a three-letter arrangement, of course, there are three positions available. So pag nagsimula ako sa E, pwedeng yung kasunod ay letter A or R. At kapag napili ko naman yung A, ang last letter na pwede kong gamitin ay R. If I choose E for the first and R for the second, then the last letter would be letter A. And it gives me two different arrangements. The first arrangement is EAR, and the second arrangement is ERA. Then if I do the same with letter A, I'll have this arrangement AER and ARE. Then if I do the same with, starting with R, I'll have REA and RA. So all in all, we have how many possible three-letter arrangement? Ilan yung na-form natin?
6.
6. So we formed 6
6 po.
three-letter arrangement. And using the letters in the word ear.
Okay lang po kahit acronym.
Ha?
Acronym po.
Acronym? Ano acronym? Yes, Roman?
Okay lang po kahit hindi na po mag-arrow diagram. Yung exact, yung lalagyan na lang po yung exactong word.
Okay lang. Depende yan
Yung
sa
ano po,
hinihingi. Okay? Kunwari, ang hinihingi lang naman is yung list. Pwede yun. Kung saan kayo mapapadali.
Okay po, thank you.
Wait lang na wala ako sa ano. So like, for example, number 2, we are asked a certain question, or we have to satisfy the given conditions here. So we formed 6 arrangements using the word here, and we are given here 3 different conditions. Yung una, acronym po. Yun pala yung tinatanong na acronym. Ang sabi lang naman is the arrangement. It has nothing to do with the definition of that word or the meaning of that word. All we have to do is to arrange the letters. Okay? So for number 2, we are given 3 different situations or conditions to be exact. Sa letter A, yung first letter daw ay E. So ilan daw dito sa mga arrangement na to, ang first letter ay E. Ilan kaya? 2. And that's EAR and ERA. How about for letter B? The vowels are together. Ilan? Ilan saan? Ilan po?
3
po.
3 lang?
Ayun din po. 4.
4. So ito yon yung EAR AER, REA, and REE. How about if the vowels are not together?
2.
2.
And that's ERA and AR. So those are the conditions. And ito yung answers natin kanina. So letter B, ito naman yung answer. And for letter C, ito po yung answer natin. Okay? So aside from arranging the letters, as you can see in the given problem, we can also, there are instances that you will be given a certain permutation with condition. So dapat alam ninyo alin yung condition na binigay. So number 3, we have here 3 different situations, and we have to identify which of the following shows permutation. When we say permutation, it involves arrangement of things, arrangement of objects, of elements. So alin kaya sa tatlong to yung nagpapakita ng permutation? Let us have letter A. Pakibasa po muna. Villegas. Villegas, please read letter A. Ano ba si Villegas? Galit.
The number of way a president, a vice president, and a treasurer can be chosen from a group of 20 persons.
Okay. How about letter B? Please read. So, left na yung iba. Iba naman. Karta.
Aki is planning to purchase a photo album. It comes in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. And the cover comes in soft and hard bound. The pages can be glossy or silk, and the print can be colored or black and white. How many choices that he have for the photo album?
Thank you. How about for the last one, Torio? Torio? Diyan ba si Torio? Princess. Hindi kita naririnig. Naka-turn on yung mic mo pero wala akong naririnig. Sige, later na lang. Let's have Peralta ba to? Megan. Megan?
The number of 4-digit code that can be made using the digits from 0 to 9 if the repetition to digits are not allowed.
Okay. So as you can see, the 3 situations, of course, gives different situations. Alin kaya dyan yung sa tingin ninyong permutation? Dali, habang inayos ko itong most.
B.
Letter B.
Permutation yan? Bakit?
Ano po? May choices ng sizes pati ng ano po, yung klase po ng cover.
Okay. So, yun yung reason nila, bakit nila pinili yung letter B. Sino yung
Pati yung color.
Okay. How about the others? Ano yung pipiliin mo? Sige, isipin mo na ha, bago magsagot. Yung iba, ano pong answer ninyo? At bakit
Yes.
yun po yung answer ninyo? Yes? Megan?
Letter B din po kasi yung lahat po ng objects po nandun sa letter B. Tsaka complete po yung pag-describe po.
Okay. So, letter B, ang mga answer nila. How about Torio? Narinig mo kaya kita? Hindi pa rin eh. Ayun o, naka-turn on lang yung mic mo. Agila.
Ano po, nagbabaka sakali po akong letter C yung sagot. Kasi po sabi, the number of 4-digit code that can be made using the digits from 0 to 9 if the repetition of the digits are not allowed. Parang ano po, simple lang po siya pero sinabi po doon na gagamitin mo po yung digits from 0 to 9 ng ano po, hindi po naulit. So para po sa akin, arrange po siya ano po, from 0 to 9. Yun po yung pinagbasehan ko.
Okay. How about Nicole?
B din po kasi po pag binigyan po ng choices, may question po na how many choices that he can have for the photo album. Pwede po magkaroon ng arrangement kagaya po ng ginawa natin kanina dun sa sandwich tas sa drinks.
Okay. So, let's start first with letter B. Pili tayo dyan, ha? May nag-raise pa naman. Letter C po answer. Letter C daw answer ni Torio. Kasi nagpo-protein po yung result ng arrangement. So, yan naman yung reason niya. Naman, ikaw.
May tanong lang po ako.
Yes.
Clarification na po. Kapag ano po ba, permutation, bawal po ma-repeat yung mga numbers or sets.
Hindi. Yung repetition kasi dyan, condition yan eh. Bawal maulit. Parang gano'n ang ibig sabihin. Okay? So, pwedeng maulit, bawal maulit, may mga gano'n. May mga gano'ng instances. So, let us have letter B first. Tingnan natin if it's really permutation or not permutation. So, di ba, binigyan tayo dyan ng choices. Kunwari, tayo yung nagpapagawa ng photo album. Tayo si Aki. May tatlong sizes. Small, medium, large. Alin dyan yung pipiliin natin? Is it small, medium, or large? Yung unang choice natin dyan. What do you want?
Medium.
Gawin natin medium. So, piliin natin medium. So, inuna natin pinili size. Okay? Pangalawa nating pinili, pagpipilian, I mean, is the cover.
Soft.
Anong gusto nyo cover? Soft or hard?
Hard.
Hard. Now, how about the pages? Do you want it glossy or gusto nyo silk?
Gloss.
Glossy. Ang print, gusto nyo colored or black and white?
Colored.
So, as you can see, sa problem na to, we have sizes, cover, pages, and print. So, sa size, ang pinili natin medium. Ang cover ay hard, ang pages ay glossy, ang print ay colored. So, ang arrangement natin ay medium, hard, glossy, colored. Yun yung arrangement natin, ha? Sulat nyo para maisip nyo yung gusto ko sabihin. Ulitin ko, ang napili natin, yung arrangement ng napili natin ay medium, hard, glossy, colored. So let us say na ang gagawin ko, yung medium, I will give it M as the representation. Then yung hard, H. Then yung glossy, G. At yung colored, C. Parang mas gusto ko siya ipakita sa inyo ng ano. Wait lang. Connect ko yung pad ko. Para mas maintindihan niyo ko. Kasi last time yung may point naman kayo, pero you have to wait lang. I'll share my number. Full screen lang. So, ulitin ko. Tignan tayong tatlong I mean, open. Hindi ko na makita yung mouse ko. Nawala ako. Wait lang. Ulitin ko. Open na tayo muna ng Jamboard. Ito na lang nakasave. Ayan. Narinig niya ako. Okay na ba? Naririnig na ako.
Yes,
Bigla mag-close. Bigla mag-close yung ano. Hindi ko alam bakit. Ba't ganun biglang nagko-close? Paggagamit na ako ng digital pad. Yan. Wait lang ah. Ako share screen na ako. At sa tayo nga muna. So dito, we have sizes, we have cover, pages, and print. So sa size, ang pinili natin ay medium. Ganun yung pagsulat ko. Then, sa cover, we chose hard. Uy, huwag ka manggulo dito. Ano ka? Baba. Baka sa baba. Huwag dito. Hard. Sa pages, ang pinili natin ay glossy. And sa print, we chose colored. So, yan yung arrangement na nabuo natin. Okay? So, when we say arrangement, when we say permutation, order matters. Order matters or arrangement matters. Okay? So, kung ito yung nabuo natin na arrangement, ibig sabihin, pag nagkabali-baliktad yan, magiging iba na yung product natin. Kunwari, nauna yung hard, pangalawa yung colored, pangatlo yung glossy, and last yung medium na size. Nagbago ba? Nagbago?
Hindi.
Naiba lang po yung arrangement.
Yung sequence
Naiba lang yung arrangement. Right? So, yun yung punto ko. Sa letter B, though it gives you different choices, yun nga yung isa sa reason kung bakit hindi siya permutation eh. Because it gives you different choices from different groups. Okay? Since different groups yan, at pag pumili ka dyan, tulad ng ginawa natin, pumili tayo, at iniba-iba natin yung arrangement nila, it doesn't change anything. It's still the same. Same product ang kalalabasan yan. Right?
Right.
Not like in the word ear, since we are choosing the letters from one group only, it will give you different answers, different arrangements. Dito kasi, one of the reason bakit hindi siya permutation, it's because it has different groups. It has different groups where you choose from. At dahil doon, dahil may mga grupo, 4 different groups where you choose from, ang mangyayari is that hindi na siya magiging permutation because the arrangement doesn't matter na when it comes to letter B. So letter B is not a permutation. Okay? How about letter A? We are going to choose 3 persons. Is it 3 persons? Yeah, you're right. It's 3 persons. It's a president, a vice president, and a treasurer from a group of 20 persons. Isang grupo lang yung pagpipilian natin. At 20 katao lang ang pagpipilian natin. Of course, kung ilagay natin si Nena being the president, si Totoy being the vice president, at si Maria being the treasurer, iba yon kapag si Maria ang president, si Nena ang vice president, at si Totoy ang treasurer. Yun yung ibig kong sabihin, that order matters, arrangement matters when it comes to permutation. So we can say that's because there are positions given, and if you choose different person for that position, it will give you a different arrangement. Letter A is a permutation. Okay, is an example of a situation that shows permutation. How about for letter C? Kanina yung sinabi na um, yung kaklase niyo sabi niya if the repetition, pwede ba siya kapag permutation or not? Kailangan ba repetition is not allowed? Allowed, pwedeng not allowed. But still, remember that tingnan niyo muna kung ito ba ay or yung situation has an order or an arrangement, or does the order or arrangement matters in the situation. So tulad dito, you are going to form a 4-digit code. At alam naman natin that when we form a code, like for example, 4163, it is different from 1634. It's different from 4361. Okay? Those arrangements are different from each other. And also, you are going to choose the numbers from one group only, and that's 0 to 9. So, sa reason is that, hindi, okay na pala yun. Yung dalawang yun yung reason. Nasa isip ko kasi meron pa dito eh. Okay? So, itong sinabi lang dito, direction to, condition na dapat hindi pa ulit-ulit yung numbers na gagamitin mo. Okay? So, for for A, B, C, ang permutation lang dyan ay yung A at yung letter C. Because it will give you different, same group, yung choices, pero different arrangements. Okay, let's go back to our video lesson. Biglang nawala yung video lesson kanina. Okay. And so number 3, letter A, choosing from the same group of 20 persons, and of course, each position can be only filled once. Therefore, it is permutation. Dito sa letter B, it's not permutation because you are going to choose from different groups like sizes, cover, pages, and print, and choosing from different group tends to have repetition. Okay? When we say repetition dito, baka malito na naman kayo ha. When I say repetition dito, nare-repeat yung arrangement. Ha? Baka sabihin nyo, oh, may repetition doon. Yung numbers, pwede naman din maulit yun ha. Yes, pwedeng maulit yung mismong element, yung object, but not the arrangement itself. Tulad ng ginawa natin kanina, inuna kong piliin yung hard and so on and so forth. But since nung ginawa ko yon, still same arrangement yung nagawa ko. So yung repetition dito, the word repetition here pertains to the arrangement. Next, for letter C, it is permutation because if you arrange 4 digit, you're going to choose from the same group, and of course, repetition is not allowed. And also, repetition of the arrangement will not happen. Next, identify and understand the phrase or statement in each of the following situations that shows condition. Ano to? That's example number 4. So for letter A, Rose, Balu, and Sheena are to be arranged in a line from left to right, but Sheena wants to be placed in the right side. Alin dyan yung may condition? Alin dyan yung may condition? Andyan pa kayo? Andyan pa kayo?
Yes, yes, yes.
Peralta.
Yung bandang Sheena wants to be placed in the right side po.
Right, correct. Letter B. Rose, Bobby, and Malu are to be seated in a row. Rose and Malu want to be seated next to each other.
Letter B po.
Letter B. Correct. Letter C. Letter B po. Alin dyan? Sa letter B po. Ano daw sa letter B sagot niya?
Rose and Melu want to be seated next to each other.
Okay. Rose and Malu wants to be seated next to each other. Letter C. Pakibasa at pakisagot. Alin dyan yung ano? Iba naman. Rosal. Rosal. Marimil Rosal. Nasaan na si Rosal? Tao po, Rosal.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Tulog na? Tulog na ba si Rosal? Po, anong sagot dito? Paano mo babasahin? Nag-chat ka. Na-type mo lahat. Sige, answer na lang. Modular ba kayo? Modular. Meron, alam ko meron. Yan, paparamdam yung mga yan eh. Yun na. Attendance lang. Wala namang output na pinapasa. Uy, bilisan nyo. Maubos yung oras natin. Roman, ikaw lang ito. Nag-test kanina. Oh, ikaw na, EJ. Kulit mo eh.
Si EJ naman, kaya niya na yun.
Chris and Bobby refused to stand beside each other.
Okay, correct. So, yun lang. And let's proceed to the different cases. So, when we say condition, we have three cases. Yung una, when an element or an object must be placed in a specific position. Like, for example, Bobby must be the first student in the lineup. Or katulad nung kanina, sa number 4, Sheena wants to be seated on the right side, right? So, yun yung case number 1. Case number 2 here is when two or more elements must be grouped together. Like, for example, Malu and Rose want to be seated next to each other. So, that is an example of case number 2. Catherine and Lorraine must sit together in the class. So, about case number 3, ito naman, two or more elements must not be grouped together. But katulad nung kanina, Bobby and Chris don't want to stand beside each other. Ito naman, ang given dito na example, the green book and the red book must not be placed next to each other on the shelf. So these are the three cases. Yung una, specific position, yung element, we are going to place the element in specific position. Yung pangalawa, two or more elements must be together. And yung pangatlo, two or more elements must not be together. Okay? So you will answer the reflection, of course, and I'll give you guide kung alin dyan ang sasagutan ninyo. Next, let's have video lesson number 2. So madali lang yung video lesson number 2. It is all about factorials. So your goal today here in module number 2 is for you to simplify expressions with factorials. Let's proceed now to the lesson proper. Lesson proper tayo. So I have here a situation. Rose, Sheena, Bobby, and Chris are to be arranged in a row for picture taking. And how many ways can we do it? So if we are going to follow kung ano yung ginawa natin last time sa iba-ibang problems na arranging, like for example, if we start with Rose, may susunod na posisyon can be Sheena, Bobby, or Chris. So remember, in the first position, since there are 4 persons here at sila i-arrange in a row, ibig sabihin, meron tayong 4 na pwesto na kung saan natin sila ilulugar, isa-isa. Okay? So, kunwari yung first position, ang ilalagay natin doon si Rose. 4 yung pinagpilian natin, si Rose yung pinili natin for that first position. So, sa pangalawang posisyon, 3 yung natitira. Yan ay si Sheena, si Bobby, and si Chris. Kung pinili ko si Sheena for that position, the next position can be Bobby or Chris. Kapag pinili ko naman si Bobby for third, following Sheena, the last position would be Chris. And the arrangement is Rose, Sheena, Bobby, Chris. If I do the same, we have Rose, Sheena, Chris, and Bobby for the second. Then I'll follow the same process at makakabuo tayo ng ilang arrangements. There are 6 arrangements that we formed here. And if I do the same starting with Sheena as in the first position, we'll have 6 different arrangements also. So 6 kanina, 6 ngayon, we have 12. And pag si Bobby naman yung nauna, we also have 6 different arrangements. If Chris is in the first position, we also have 6 arrangements. So all in all, if we go back to the outputs we have 24 arrangements. And there are 4 persons to be arranged in a row for picture taking. Okay? And now, of course, sa math, ang goal natin is for us to have a simpler way of having or getting the answer. Simple way of getting the answer in the given situation. So, of course, there is another way. And that is for you to look at the pattern. Pattern ng ano? Of course, pattern ng pagpili ng tao in each position. Sa unang posisyon, ilang tao ba yung pinagpilian natin? Ilang tao yung pinagpilian natin doon sa unang posisyon?
4 po.
4 po. Kung namili tayo ng isa, ilan na lang yung choices natin?
3 po.
3. Then?
2, 1.
2 at saka 1. And if you multiply that, you'll get 24 to get their product. Okay? So the answer is there are 24 arrangements if there are 4 persons to be arranged in a row for picture taking. So just by looking at the pattern on the number of choices we have for each position, pwede natin palang kunin yung answer without writing, without listing, para mas madali, di ba? And actually, kung titingnan natin yung mga numbers dito, we have 4, 3, 2, 1. Ano masasabi niyo sa kanila? Anong masasabi niyo sa
May pattern po.
Anong pattern niya?
Descending.
May arrangement. Opo.
Descending, tapos ano pa?
Babawasan ng isa sa preposition.
Nabawasan ng isa? Or let us say that they are consecutive. Decreasing and consecutive. Okay, magkakasunod. Pwede kasing pababayan, decreasing, pero hindi naman magkakasunod. So, hindi po pwede yan. So, yung 4, 3, 2, 1 na yan can be written in factorial as 4, tapos meron tayong exclamation point. That is read as 4 factorial. And 4 factorial meaning you have to multiply 4 to the numbers lower than it. Hanggang 1 lang, hindi pwedeng kasama si 0. So 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So what does factorial mean? When we say factorial, it is a product of all positive integer less than or equal to a given positive integer. Remember that it is positive integer and 0 is non-negative, non-positive. Okay? Kaya nga hanggang 1 lang. So that's positive integer and denoted by the integer and an exclamation point. So may nakita kayong ganon, that's factorial. Next. And n followed by an exclamation point is read as n factorial. So let us have more examples. We have 5 factorial, 4 factorial, 6 factorial, 2 factorial, 1 factorial, and 0 factorial. Remember, ang hindi lang natin pwede i-multiply ay yung 0, but there is also a value for 0 factorial. Hindi lang siya kasama, hindi siya kasama dito sa i-multiply nyo to that given integer kasi it is a non-negative, non-positive. But there are cases that you encounter 0 factorial and you have to always remember that that is also equal to 1. So si 5 factorial, that's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equals 120, 4 factorial 24, 3 factorial is 6, 2 factorial is 2, 1 factorial is 1, and 0 factorial is also 1. Now, what if naka-arrange siya in ascending order? When we say ascending order, 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5, is it also the same or does it change anything?
Same.
Same lang. Remember, pag multiplication, kahit nga magkakaiba-iba sila, kunwari nauna si 2, sumunod si 5, sumunod si 3, si 1, tsaka si 4, still, it will give you the same answer. It is also 120. That is also equal to 5 factorial. Okay? So, ayan na, nakita na yung answer. For number 1, ang gagawin natin is we have to rewrite the following factorials. When we say rewrite, of course, isusulat niyo yung factors niya. Pero, you have to include the given. Tulad nito, sa letter A, 12 factorial. Isusulat niyo yung factors niyan, dapat isa sa factor niyan ay 9 factorial. Okay? So, 12 factorial, that will be 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 factorial. 9 factorial means 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 9 hanggang 1. Okay? Bakit wala ng factorial yung 12, 11, 10? It is because wala na silang kasunod. Yung kasunod nila nandito na. Ang may kasunod na lang ay si 9 factorial. Kaya nga ang sabi, you have to rewrite 12 factorial with a factor, 9 factorial. Okay, so kaya
Miss, bawal 12 times 11 factorial.
Pwede ring 12 times 11 factorial. Kung ang hinihingi sa yung factor ay 11 factorial. Kung ang hinihingi naman sa yung factor ay 5 factorial, so you have to write it 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial. Okay?
Okay po.
So, depende. Tulad ito, for letter B, 15 factorial with a factor 13 factorial. Ano kayang answer?
15 times 14 times 13 factorial.
Correct. How about letter C?
10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial.
Okay, that's correct. How about evaluating this? You can use calculator or you can simply multiply it using your phone, or pwede din naman mentally if you can do it. How about 6 factorial? What is the value? The answer is 720. Letter B. How about letter B?
$24.
24. Bakit 24?
6 minus 2 is 4. So, yung 4 factorial, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equals 24.
Okay, correct. How about letter C? Dapat pag ganyan, may pinapasagot yung teacher nyo. Yung mahirap agad kunin mo. Kasi sigurado walang sasagot niyan. Ikaw lang.
1.
Anong sagot?
1.
Bakit 1?
168.
Bakit 168?
Kasi po magkakaroon po yun ng numerator and denominator. So yung numerator niya po, 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Sabay yung sa baba naman po, magkakaroon na po ng yung parenthesis. Yung sa una po, yung 4 times 3 times 2 times 1.
So ano yung 7? Sige, ganito na lang. Pwede mo namang 5,040.
Divided by 24 plus 6.
Okay. And 24 plus 6 is?
30.
30. 5,040 divided by 30?
168.
168. So let's look at the solution. Letter A, 720. Pwede nyo nang hindi isulat yan kung naka-calculator kayo. Sa calculator meron.
Pwede po diretso na lang.
Pwede po
Pwede.
mag-calculate.
Pwede. Pwede. And naman for mali yan na. Anong answer kanina?
24.
Sagot 24, di ba mali? Because that's 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Wait lang. Mali nga yung yung nakasulat dito. That's 24. Should be 24. Kasi 4 times 3, 12 times 2, 24 times 1, 24. Okay. May mali pala ako dyan. Letter C. Yan. Ito yung sinasabi niya. Pwede nyo namang hindi na gawin to. Kung meron kayong calculator, diretso nyo na. Kasi medyo time consuming to. Paano kung nakalagay 100 factorial? 100 times 99 times 90. Di ba gaganon pa kayo? So, pwede nyo nang idiretso. And that gives us 168 as the answer. How about solving for x? What will be the value of x in letter A? Ano kaya yung value of x in letter A? Pabilang nga ako ilan yung dito. Ilan yung girls, ilan yung boys.
40,320.
14,320.
40 po. 40.
40,320. Because
Apo.
sinolve mo tong 8 factorial.
Apo. Hindi naman po sinabi na 8x eh. Kaya ginawa ko lang po 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 and so on.
Okay. How about letter P? What is the value of x?
6.
6. 6 plus 3 factorial equals 6 factorial.
X is equals to 3. Ay, equals to 6.
Ano yan? 6 minus 3 factorial. 6 factorial minus 3 factorial. Kasi i-delete
So,
sa yung paging minus.
So, ano magiging value nun?
Ano po, 720 minus 6. So, yung sagot po,
720 minus 6. Anong sagot nun?
714.
714. How about letter C? 3x equals 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial.
Twelve po. Ay, 4 po.
4.
4 mo.
4 po.
4. So let's check your answer. The letter A, tama. We have 40,320. Kasi ang x lang naman, ang equal siya sa value ng 8 factorial. Dito naman, ginawa, transpose. So 720 minus 6, that's 714. Sa letter C, kinuha yung value. And, or, I'll show you another way dito. Sa, wait lang ah. Diba nakalagay doon 3, pala natin. That's 3x equals 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial. Pwede rin siya gawing ganito ha. That's 3x equals 4 times 3 times 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial. Pwedeng ganito yung gawin. Then that's 3 times 4 times 3. Divide mo both side by 3. Gawin natin ganito. So, yan. That's x equals 4. Okay, pwede yung ganyan. Depende sa inyo, ha? Of course, depende yan sa inyo. Pero pag, ano lang to ha, pag maliit lang, or madali lang, pag kasi malaki na yung number, tapos magsusulat ka pa ng 10 times 3, 10 times 10 times 8, ang haba. 25 times 24, ang haba, di ba? So, pwede yun kapag maliliit lang na numbers, kaya lang. Or ganito, kasi kung mas nadadalian kayo dito, depende sa inyo. So, for our wrap-up, all you have to remember is that factorial is a product of all positive integers less than or equal to a given positive integer and denoted by that integer and an exclamation point. It can be written as n factorial equals n times n minus 1. Tama yung sinabi kanina ni Bautista Nicole, nagma-minus lang tayo. Minus 1, minus 1. Pero dito kasi, ang ginagawa natin is that nagma-minus tayo dun sa n. Kunwari, 5 factorial, di ba? 5 factorial. So that's 5 factorial, 5 times 5 minus 1, 4, 5 minus 2, 3, 5 minus 3, 2, and so on and so forth until we get to 1. Okay? Tandaan nyo to kasi this is very important. And then we have 0 factorial or 0 followed by an exclamation point is defined as equal to 1. And sasagutan niyo po ito. Ito very, interesting. Itong valuing dito. So, ang bala ko po dito sa third quarter, you will do a PowerPoint presentation of all of your valuing. So, pag-isipan nyo mabuti. Kasi yung valuing ng iba, kakarampot lang, liit-liit lang, kitang-kita sa notebook. No, so, you'll create a PowerPoint presentation of your
Yung third
valuing.
grading yung
Third grading po. Kasi, di ba yung first chunks, maganda kasi yung mga valuing dito sa third grading.
pwede po yung typewritten or pipicturean po yung note. Or yung i-edit po. Pwede po yung edit.
Sa PowerPoint, di ba, syempre, ita-type nyo dun yung, yung valuing nyo. So, for our module number 3, we'll be dealing with permutation formula. So, ang gagawin natin, magde-derive tayo. So, you're expected to, of course, apply the formula in finding permutation of an object taken R at a time. So, let us now proceed to the lesson. So during the quarantine period, you have decided to clean your room and you found the following items. Those items are a watch, a laptop, mobile phone, a pair of shoes, book, tablet, bracelet, and shirt. And after that, you want to store each of the items in the box. There were 8 items to be placed, but you only have 3 boxes, where you can only place 1 in each box. Now, we are asked, how many options do we have if you are going to choose 3 only according to its importance? So let me ask one of you. 1 lang para mabilis tayo. Ningoy. So, kung tatanungin ka, alin dyan ang pipiliin mo? According to its importance, alin yung ilalagay mo sa box para maingatan?
Yung book po.
Book? Ano pa?
Mobile phone saka
Mobile phone tsaka?
suit po.
Ano daw? Mobile phone tsaka? Shirt. Ay ako okay na kung walang shirt basta may laptop, mobile phone tsaka may book.
Wi-Fi.
Ay, walang wifi laptop lang. So, itatago mo ba sa box yung wifi mo? Paano makaka-connect?
Sa bulsa.
So, syempre, iba-iba tayo ng choices, no? Syempre, iba-iba tayo ng personality, iba-iba tayo ng mga priorities, and so on. So, kaya nga, di ba? Why are you going to put this item in the first box, second box, or third box? What is your reason? Syempre, pag tinanong ko kayo isa-isa, iba-iba kayo ng choices. And of course, ako iba din ang choice ko. So, kung ako kasi yung papipiliin, ang gagawin ko, si laptop sa unang box, mobile phone sa second, at third yung book. Ito kasi yung mga kailangan ko when it comes to teaching and ang araw-araw na ginagawa, yun yung sa trabaho ito yung mga ginagamit ko. Hindi ko na ilalagay sa box yung damit ko kasi susuotin ko rin naman and so on. So ganun. Ngayon, paano kung pinakompute sa atin? Gaano karaming arrangement ba yung pwede nating ma-form kung meron tayong 8 items na pwedeng ilagay sa tatlong boxes na to, we are going to place 1 in each box. How many possible ways do we have? So of course, since meron tayong tatlong boxes, ibig sabihin there are 3 positions, 3 places for you to put the items. Sa unang box, ilan ba yung choices natin? Lagi nating babalikan yung choices. Ilan yung pagpipilian natin for the first box? Ilan yung pwede natin pagpilian for the first box? Ilang items ulit meron tayo?
8 po ata.
8. So, sa first box, kung papipiliin ka from 8 items, ilan yung choices mo? Po? Sasabi nyo na, ilan?
8 po.
8 po. So, sa first box, we have 8 choices. For the second box, kapag pumili tayo ng isa dun sa 8, we'll have
7.
7. Then, dun sa last box, we have, of course, 6. At ano napansin nyo dito sa 876 na to? If we multiply them, what will be our answer? Anong sagot natin dyan if we multiply them?
336.
300?
36.
300 ba?
Apo.
That's 336. And that will be the number of arrangements. Now, anong napansin nyo? Does it have something to do with factorial? Pwede kaya natin siya express to factorial?
Yes po.
Yes po, how?
Opo.
Ano po?
Ano po kasi? Magkakasunod po
Minus
sila,
one.
descending po, tapos consecutive po.
Yes, magkakasunod sila, consecutive. Ano pa?
Meron pong
How
total.
can we rewrite it to, ano? Paano natin siya ma-rewrite? To factorial.
Binigay po yung total number ng objects pati yung objects na selected.
Ano po?
Meron pong binigay na number ng objects pati yung number ng objects na pinili.
Binigay na, I mean the number of items, yung choices at yung number of items na pinili. Before we go to that, paano natin to i-express muna to factorial? Sino
8
ba yung
times
task
minus
force?
1.
Yes, Roman.
8 times, 7 times, 6 times 5 factorial. Divided by 5 factorial.
Sabi ko na nga ba, nakita mo isang module. So we can express this to factorial. Kasi 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 can express to factorial also. And that gives us 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial. Na kapag kinancel natin itong si 5 factorial, may matitira na lang si 8 times 7 times 6. Okay? Pabaliktad tayo. Gagawin natin, balik tayo sa factorial. So ito, yung nasa numerator, remember this is 8 factorial. Sa denominator, it is 5 factorial. Now, what does 8 and 5 mean in the problem? Or what does they represent in the problem? O, yung nagtaas, sino yun? Okay, sagot. Yung nagtaas po. Okay, sagot. O, dalawa kayo. Mag-pick kayong dalawa.
Si Megan naman.
Si Megan na daw. Megan.
Yung 8 po, nag-represent po ng total items po. Tapos yung 5 po, yung remaining items po. Kasi po yung tatlong items po, nilagay po sa tatlong box.
Okay. So, with respect to the problem, 8 represents the number of items that we have. And 5 represents the number of items that were not chosen. Kung 5 yung items na hindi napili, how many were chosen? Or taken?
3.
3. Wait lang Pakilagay mo na yung attendance natin sa chat box. I'll report the attendance muna. Baka mahuli tayo. Section Luna. Anong date ngayon? March 25. 2021. Ilan yung boys? Ilan yung girls? Then, ilan yung total natin? Pabilang muna, please. Nasa kaya yun? Topography. Luna Modular. Pag nandito na sa, ay hindi, wala pala sila dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 babae, 2 lalaki. Dito sa, online. Ilan? Paki-chat sa May nagbibilang ba? Wala yata. May nagbibilang? Si Mindanyo naka-turn on. Ilan? EJ?
Bilangin pa lang po.
Okay, pakibilang please. Bago tayo mag-proceed dito. Ayan si Batay. 14 boys, 13 girls. I-check ko na lang kung tama yung bilang niya. 27. Bale, 16. Sixteen, 15, 34. 35 pala. Bigla nag-left nagbilang siyang attendance tapos nag-left si Ubatay. Okay na. So, ulitin ko, nasa na nga ako? Sira yung momentum ko eh. So, when we say 8, it represents all the items we have in the problem. And yung 5 is the items left because we chose 3. So, we took 3 from the 8 items. Now, there are items, 8 items to be placed. And of course, there are 5 remaining items that were not chosen because there are 3 boxes only. So we can say that N here is 8 and R is 3. Now, itong 5 na to, kaya natin siya nakuha because of 8 minus 3, right? Ay, dyan pa kayo?
Yes.
Yes. Sabi nga niya,
Get the 30,
So,
bro.
sa numerator, we have 8 factorial. Sa denominator, we have 5. And 5 here came from 8 minus 3 because there are 8 items minus 3 that were chosen. So, doon siya nanggaling, okay? And if you're going to look at the problem, and we represent the number of items as n because we are going to have permutation. Permutation means taking n objects, I mean, 8 objects and taking r at a time. So 8 here, sa denominator, pwede natin gawing 8 minus 3 to get 5. Okay? Or sabihin na natin, sa numerator, we have n factorial. Sa baba, for us to get 5, we can have n minus r factorial. Okay? So in permutation, it can be denoted as like this. So permutation of n taken r at a time, ulitin ko, permutation of n taken r at a time equals n factorial divided by n minus r factorial, tulad nung kanina. Ito, n factorial, Cn, is the number of items. Sa denominator, n minus r. That's 8 minus 8. That's why it is equal to 5 factorial. Okay? So doon natin nakuha yung formula sa factorial. Now, n and r here are positive integers. Walang negative. Okay? It's all positive. And yung r natin can be great, not can be. R natin is greater than 1 or equal to 1. Pero, siya ay less than n or equal to n. Tulad ng kunwari, ang n natin ay 10. Ang r natin pwedeng 10 or lower than 10. Or 1. Pwede maging 1 siya. Pero hindi siya pwedeng n yung n mo 10. Kunwari, yung number of objects mo 10. Tapos pipili ka ng 11, saan mo kukunin yung isa? Right? So the expression NPR is read as permutation of n objects taken r at a time. Tulad kanina, yung n natin is the number of objects. There are 8 objects, and we are going to get 3 at a time. So of course, there are other notations, and yung dalawang notation na sinasabi ko is written like this. And like this one. Okay? So the permutation formula is permutation of n taken r at a time is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. So yung solution natin kanina sa problem ay 8, yung n, ang r ay 3, substitute that, you'll get 8 factorial divided by 5 factorial, which is equal to 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial. And cancel, we'll have 336 ways for you to arrange or to choose from 8 objects. Choose 3 from 8 objects. Or take 3 from 8 objects. Okay, so let us evaluate the following. 6 taken 6, permutation of 6 taken 6 at a time. Permutation of 10 taken 4 at a time, and permutation of 12 taken 5 at a time. So let us have this as our example. Lagay natin siya dito. Ayan. Saan na yung ano? Let's have, this is 6 factorial, or sulat muna natin yung formula. Ang formula natin ay NPR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. So this will be equal to 6 factorial divided by 6 minus 6 factorial, and this is 6 factorial divided by 0 factorial. So this will be equal to 1. Now what is 6 factorial? 720 divided by 1 is still 720. So this will be 10 factorial divided by 10 minus 4 factorial. So this will be 10 factorial divided by 6 factorial Pwede natin tong kunin na lang yung values. Pwede rin naman mag-cancel. 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial divided by 6 factorial. So what is the product of this?
5,040.
5,040. Here we have 12 factorial divided by 12 minus 5 factorial. That gives us 12 factorial divided by 7 factorial. Pwede din naman this way. Ano yung value ng 12 factorial? Anong value?
25,040.
Ano po?
5,040.
5, ano?
5,040.
95.
95,000.
Ano yun, Ben?
Ganyan?
Opo.
Apo. Divided by, what is 7 factorial? Four thousand what? 4,000 ba? Ay, hindi.
5,040.
Ano po?
5,040.
5,040. Divide natin. We'll have ano po?
$19.
19? Ano yung answer ng iba? Okay. So let's check kung tama yung mga answer natin. So for number 1, we have 720. $5,040. O bakit yung sa inyo kanina? Sabi
Ay,
niyo.
ma'am, hindi niya po pati
Hindi. Iba po yung ginawa nila.
Diba?
Kinancel na
Sabi
po
ko sa
nila
inyo.
yung 7.
Okay.
Pinadivide niyo po yung 7 kasi.
Ang
Hindi po
tinatanong ko kasi ito lang, ano yung 12 factorial? Gusto ko ipakita sa inyo other way. What is 12 factorial?
Ano po? 1,799,001
Ulit, 1.
479,1,600.
Ha? Ulit.
479,1,600.
1,600?
600.
Right. And you'll get 95,040. So, pwede rin ganito. Pwede yung kaninang ginawa, yung cancel. Depende sa inyo. Okay? Laging ganun. Kung saan kayo mas nadadalian. How about finding the unknown variable? Dito sa R, madali lang. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, substitute nyo lang siya sa formula. Ito yung N, ito yung R. So, sinubstitute natin yung N. Then, yung R natin, unknown pa rin. Then, we'll have 9 factorial is equal to 362,880 divided by 9 minus R factorial. Then, multiply both side by 9 minus R factorial, tsaka 504. Divide both side by 504. So, we'll have 362,880 divided by 504 is equal to 9 minus R factorial. So, pakita natin to para mas maganda. Diba, permutation of 9 taken R at the time is equal to 504. Remember that NPR is equal to N factorial divided by N minus R factorial. 9PR is equal to 9 factorial divided by 9 minus R factorial. And since they are equal to 504, so ito na lang yung kunin natin para ma-solve natin yung unknown. So we have 9 factorial divided by 9 minus R factorial equals 504. Tapos, pwede na natin siya i-multiply both side by 9 minus R factorial. Kasi pag nandun sa isa kanina, hindi niyo siya maintindihan pag hindi in-explain. So we have 9 factorial equals 504 times 9 minus R factorial. Next, we divide both side by 504 kasi ang kailangan lang natin dito matira is CR. So we have 9 factorial divided by 504 equals 9 minus R factorial. What is 9 factorial? 300, ano nga yung sinabi niya kanina? That's 362, 362,880. 362,880 divided by 504. Paki-divide nga po.
720.
720 equals 9 minus R factorial. Now, what is 720 in factorial? What is 720 in factorial? 6 factorial. So, para maging 6 factorial to, what should be the value of 3? I mean, R. Hindi nyo narinig.
3 po.
3. 3. So, R should be 3. Sorry, what is the value of 3? So, para makuha natin yung 6 factorial, R should be 3. So, our R here is equal to 3. Okay? R minus 3 is 6. 6 factorial is equal to 6 factorial.
Ba't po naging 3? Okay po.
Nag-isip tayo ng number na pwede. Or, kung gusto nyo, pwede rin naman, I'll do it this way. Sa module, ganito yung ginawa namin. Sa module, what we did is we get the values, numbers. Okay? Then, we transpose. So that's 6 minus 9 equals R, or negative R. This is negative 3. This is negative R. Multiply by negative 1. R is equal to 3. Pwedeng ganyan, ha?
Paano po nakuha yung 6 factorial?
Pwedeng ganyan. Pwede rin naman ganito. Depende sa saan kayo mas nadadalian.
Paano po nakuha yung
Ano po
6
nakuha yung
factorial?
6 factorial? Ano ba yung 720 in factorial? Anong value niyan? That's 6 factorial which is equal to 720. Naalala nyo? 6 factorial is 720.
Sige po.
Okay. Now, next example is how about if we are asked to, wait lang, tapusin na natin to. And R is 3. Oh, yeah. Money popcorn. So let us have letter B. Let's solve this. So B is equal, permutation of N taken 3 at a time is equal to 990. So ang gagawin natin dito is, of course, we will use the formula. And the formula is NPR equals N factorial divided by N minus R factorial. Then, substitute natin to. We have P permutation of N taken 3 at a time is equal to N factorial divided by N minus 3 factorial. Ito yung R natin. And since that is equal to 990, all we have to do is to solve for N. Remember, N ang isosolve natin dito. So we have N factorial divided by N minus 3 factorial equals 990. Remember si N factorial? Di ba pwede natin siya express to another way? Naalala niyo yung sinabi ko kanina? Yung factorial. N factorial, ano nga yun, Nicole? Diba? Si N factorial is equal to N times, ilan yung minus ko, Nicole? Ay, wait lang. Hindi niyo pala nakikita yung screen ko. Ulitin natin. Hindi niyo pala nakikita yung screen. Kaya pala di kayo sumasagot. So, ulitin ko, the formula is NPR or permutation of N taken R at a time is equal to N factorial divided by N dapat pantay. And N minus R factorial. So we substitute this. If we substitute this, we have permutation of N taken 3 at a time is equal to N factorial divided by N minus R, which is 3 factorial. And since this is equal to 990, all we have to do is to use this for us to get the N. So we have N factorial divided by N minus 3 factorial equals 990. And remember, si N factorial sa factorial can be expressed to what? Pwede natin siya express to, hindi na tayo mag-line. Sa factorial, paano natin to express? But it can be written as, naalala mo ba to, Nicole? N times, ilan yung minus ko? N minus 1 times N minus 2 and
minus
so on until we get to 2 and 1. Naalala nyo to? So, ano lang yan? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and so on. Bakit ko siya pinapaalala sa inyo? Kasi remember dito, meron tayong n minus 3 factorial. Dapat makancel natin yan. Pag na-cancel natin yan, mas madali nang isolve. So, para ma-cancel natin yan, si n factorial, express natin siya sa ganito. Okay? So, if we use that, if we do that, we'll have n times, or let's use parenthesis na lang, times n minus 1 hanggang magkaroon tayo ng n minus 3, n minus 2 times n minus 3. Then we will have factorial. Divided by n minus 3 factorial equals 990. So, pwede na tayo mag-cancel. So, all we have now is n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 equals 990. And what does n minus 1, n minus 2 mean? Ang ibig sabihin niyan is that we need to look at 3 consecutive numbers. Kasi pag ganyan yung nakita nyo, meaning they are consecutive numbers. 3 consecutive numbers na ang magiging value ay 990. So ano kaya yung 3 consecutive numbers na ang magiging value ay 990? 9, 10, 11. So we have 9, no. We have 11 times 10 times 9 is 990, correct? And which of this is n? Ito yung n. N minus 1, meaning 11 minus 1 is 10. N minus 2, meaning 11 minus 2 is 9. So now, what is n here? N is equal to, what is our n? N is equal to,
11.
11. Okay. So our n here is 11. So ganun lang kapag n ang hinahanap. Express nyo siya sa ganito. Tapos, syempre, magka-cancel na kayo. Tapos, after nun, maghahanap na kayo kung anong number yung equivalent niya ay 990. Depende kung anong ibibigay dito na value. Okay? So, I think that is our last example. And we are done.
Yay.
Yay. Now, of course, we have to, ito may pinasagutan pala na problem. COVID. Yung word na COVID, gagamitin natin lahat ng letters, mag-arrange tayo. So if that is how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we will use all the letters. So that's permutation of 5, taken 5 at a time. So 5 factorial divided by 0 factorial, that gives us 120. Dali na lang to, alam niyo na to. Letter B, there are 8 available parking spaces, pero ang gagamit ay 6, meaning taken 8 objects taken 6 at a time. So you'll have 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial, and it will give us the answer of 20,160. At yun lang ata yung given example. And don't forget that the formula is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Alam nyo naman kung saan nanggaling yung formula, so hindi na kayo malilito at matatandaan nyo yan. Then we are now ready to answer your worksheets. You are now ready, to answer worksheets. So I'll give the link for your worksheet. Wait lang, so this will be the link for worksheet 1. I'll give it here in the please raise your hand if you're now answering. Paki-raise yung hand.
Ma'am,
Oh,
may tanong po ako. Pwede po pa accept po nung account kong to sa GC?
alin? Parang wala naman akong nakitang request.
Wala po ba?
Aling GC ba?
Sa GC po ng mat, yung sa Luna. 10 Luna.
Luna Matten. Wala akong nakitang request dito. Add kita. Ano nga name?
Marcos
Yan
Mendaño
din.
po. Opo, yung wala pong profile.
Ayan, nakita ko na. Wait. Add kita ha.
Sige
Kita
po.
mo? Pakitingnan mo na. Okay na?
Okay na po. Salamat po.
Okay. Paki-raise yung hand kapag nagsasagot na. I got this precious. Mignon, nagsasagot ka ba? Sagay. Indanyo, please raise your hand. Roman, Bautista, Nicole, Aguila. One way of checking kung nandyan kayo, kung nakapag-raise kayo ng hand. Siguro to si Rin yun, nag-join lang talaga. Hindi nagsasalita eh.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Ano po? Ah, yung sa number 3 po ba yung ano, out of 10 teams, 10 out of 10 team members po. Ano po yun? 10 team tas bawat membro po sa ano, sa 10 team o isang team po tas may 10 members doon.
Wait lang, titingnan ko. Anong number yun?
3 po. Basketball.
3?
Opo, basta sa basketball po.
Members yun. Team members.
Bali, one team lang po tas may sa isang team na yun may 10 members po.
Yes po.
Okay po.
Parang ano, ikaw, team member kita. Ka-team kita.
Ano po sagot doon?
Tanungin mo si ano, Tulpo.
Sige po, salamat.
Ba't may nagli-leave na wala pa naman na nakakatapos?
Hello, hello, hello. Hello po.
Yes.
Ano po, yung number 13 po ba? 6x po ba yun? 6x, tapos ano? 6x po ba yun?
6 times.
6 times po yun.
Opo.
Sige po, salamat po.
Ma'am, kapag tapos na po ba pwede na pong mag-leave?
Opo. Pakihintay na lang yung quiz niyo mamaya. Isasend ko sa JC. Pagtapos na pwede na mag-leave. Basta makita nyo sa screen nyo yung yung scores nyo. Diba nandyan sa screen? Napakita ko.
Ma'am, question po.
Po.
Yung sa N po ba kanina na binigyan yung example, pwede din po yun sa R?
Alin po?
Yung binigay niyo pong example sa N, kanina, pag nawawala yung N, pwede din po yung gamitin.
Meron ba dito nun? Nawawala N?
R po. Pwede po ba siya sa R? Or N lang po talaga?
N lang yon. May binigay ako kaninang ibang way pag R.
Sige, thank you po.
Oo.